We are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Billy and Yolanda Jackson with Live in Peace Marriage. We're so excited to be here on tonight. We have another great conversation. Tonight we're going to be talking about relationship goals. Why
Oh,
is
I'm
he
sorry.
being
I'm
so
tired
dramatic?
because we just came back from this really nice weekend, this past weekend. I'm just
Yep,
still,
I know.
got to get my energy back.
He's trying to get himself together.
Yeah, we had a
So
good time.
we are live on YouTube as well as Facebook tonight at Billy and Yolanda or on my personal page. So we just want to invite y'all to come on in and join us for this conversation. We got some notes. We got some things we want to say. But first of all, we want to say thank you all so much for that supported our marriage retreat. Those that came out. We had some wonderful couples that came out to the retreat, which was so excited about that.
Yeah, that's why I was. That's why I was yawning.
That's why you was
because
yawning?
we had such a good time and everything. What you need?
This is shaking. It's act like you want to shake, so I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay,
get something
okay.
stable.
So,
So we're just excited, and we were in Gatlinburg. We stayed at a brand new hotel called the Embassy Suites by Hilton. So brand new hotel. If you're ever in Gatlinburg, or you think about going to Gatlinburg, and you don't want to stay in a cabin, and don't want to go up in those mountains on those scary roads, you can go stay at the Embassy Suites. It's luxury, very nice. You would enjoy it. They have indoor, outdoor pools. And it's walking distance to the main strip where you can do everything that you want to do.
We had a great time.
Great time. So make sure you check it out, Embassy Suites. We're in the process of posting all of our videos and all of the things that happened during the retreat. We're in the process of doing that. So make sure you are following us and so you can get all the updates and what's been happening with Billy and Yolanda.
Yeah.
So tonight we thought we'd talk about relationship goals, okay? By popular demand, many people have reached out to us and asked us, why don't we have some teachings or some trainings for singles, right? And so marriage ministry really is the core of what we do.
Yeah.
Because what God did through our marriage, the miracle he performed in our marriage, we share that testimony, and it lays on God's word, and that's how we teach, and that's how we help other couples.
But for singles, I think
Yep.
that what we do is perfect.
Yes.
Because Yolanda and I, we started this because we didn't know what we were getting into, and nobody really does when they first get married. So with the knowledge that we have and the teachings that we have and the little fun activities that we do will be perfect for those who are even thinking about getting married,
considering
it, maybe not, it's not on the calendar right now, but to prepare them to get ready to be married. This right here would work well for all of them.
Yes.
So singles, it would be perfect if we could get you all in a classroom setting, because that's what this is all about. We love working with our married couples because we love strategizing, empowering, and charging marriages.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, once you get with the singles, and they get an idea about what to look forward to, it's all gravy.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we are creating a masterclass. We're so excited because we're creating this masterclass, and this masterclass is going to be for anyone that wants to work on relationships.
Who?
Anyone. So all of us, are in some type of relationship. It may not be a romantic relationship. Maybe it's work relationship. Maybe it's family relationship. All of us have to work through relationships. Maybe it's friendships, those type of things. This is going to be a relationship class, okay? It is going to be a master class. So if you're interested in this master class, put in the comment below, interested, right? And so that way we know you'll be the first to know about our masterclass. You can DM me or put in the comments below, interested.
Yeah.
And when we get ready to launch it, you will be the first to know about it. Okay. And I'll send you all the details. And that way you could be one of the first ones to sign up for it as well. So it is what is it again? It is going to be a masterclass based on relationships, because the core of what we teach deals totally with the individual person.
Yep.
Right? Having a relationship with God, a relationship with yourself, and then you can have a relationship with others. That's the really the cycle and the process of what we teach. And so we're going to teach this aspect. I want to make sure we not teach this aspect of our what we've written about, what we speak about, and what we do. We're going to be teaching that coming up here in the next few weeks. So put interested in the chat if you want to know more about our relationship class that's going to be coming up. Okay, so tonight, we're going to be talking about relationship goals, okay? Hey, Ashley, how are you? We're going to be talking about relationship goals. Well, what do you mean relationship goals? All of us have some type of desire or goal in our life where we want to have healthy relationships, whether it's in your marriage or whether it's relationships with your coworker that's been getting on your nerves, or maybe it's your boss, or maybe
it's your children.
It's your children. Yeah. Maybe it's your parents. You know, all of us want to have healthier relationships so we can have more what? Peace in our life.
That's right.
Billy and I really focus on living in peace, right? And once you have peace in your heart, have peace in your home, then you can have peace everywhere you go. Because we talk about how important it is to protect your peace.
Yes.
So tonight we're going to be talking about relationship goals. Now, whether you're married or not, or single, this is a message for you. So share this video, let folks know that Billy and Yolanda are live and you want to check it out. Okay? So when we talk about relationship goals, I want you to think about and ask yourself this question. Do you have healthy relationships? Do you have healthy relationships?
Right.
And so you got to think about that question and say, okay, what do you mean? You know, well, your marriage may have challenges and trials, and you may be going through a storm right now. But how about the other relationships around you? Or if you're single, do you have healthy relationships? Or are you in a season where they may be going through a storm, where you feel like, you know, when you're connecting with people and you're dealing with people, something is not connecting.
Now,
like it's not coming together.
Now, I know the question of what defines healthy may be out there.
True.
So let me put it in perspective.
Yes.
And you ain't got to tell nobody nothing. This is between you and the Lord.
That's right.
But if you would be okay with the type of relationship you are going through right now, and you would be okay for your daughter to have that relationship or your son, then it might be okay. But if you wouldn't be okay with it, then it's not healthy.
You really made them think deep about it, didn't you?
I'm just saying.
You did.
A lot of us, when it comes to ourselves, we don't think about ourselves like we should.
Yeah.
But when we think about our children dealing with some things, then we're like, hey, like for instance, I hate to say this, but you know, I did some things like going into service.
Yeah.
And I love that life. But if my son didn't want to or my daughter didn't want to, you know, I don't know if I'd put that on them because it's a hard life to be a military person.
I hear
you know, but if your relationship is in that way and you wouldn't want it on your child, then it may be unhealthy.
It may be unhealthy.
Okay.
Here's another question you can ask yourself. Y'all might want to write this down because I got a few questions we're going to present tonight. The next question is, are you comfortable being who you are in your relationships?
Yeah.
Meaning, are you comfortable being yourself in the relationships that you have?
Right.
So let's start with marriage, right? Let's start with marriage. Are you comfortable being who you are, right? And where you are now in your marriage? This could be an indication that maybe this relationship is not that healthy and I need to do some things to, you know, focus on my health, right? And I do see your question here in the comment. We'll get to that here on YouTube. We're on YouTube and on Facebook as well, so in case you want to check it out. So you have to ask yourself that question. You know, and if your answer is, let me just put in, I don't want to talk about y'all. I ain't gonna talk about y'all business, but I'm gonna talk about my business and I'll share my business with y'all. So when Billy and I were going through our challenging times in our marriage, one of the things that I realized that something was really wrong and we needed to do something, or that I needed to do something, was that I did not like who I was becoming in our marriage. I did not like the characteristics that I was taking on in our marriage, right? Meaning I was quickly angered. The Bible says that we need to be quick to speak. Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Yeah. That's what the Bible teaches us, right? So I wasn't being obedient to that. So I was quick to speak, think about it later, right? And so that's not who I want to become. So you have to think about the characteristics that you are exuding right now in your marriage. Do you like that? Do you like that you snap off so quickly, or that every little thing now gets to you? Now, there's so many underlying things on maybe why it gets to you, but do you like who you are right now?
Right. There's a lot of things within
Yes.
that need to be dealt with.
Right.
And that's something I'm actually going to talk about Sunday. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of things within, that we may not have faced.
That's
we may
right.
be running from. We may not have forgiven. That's inside of us. And it causes us to be frustrated. It causes us to say things, do things, because there's things inside of us that we haven't checked yet.
That's right.
Okay.
The next question that you could ask yourself is, do I feel supported and encouraged in my relationships?
Right.
So ask yourself, okay, in my marriage, do I feel supported? Do I feel encouraged? Right? For your friends, do you feel like they support you, encourage you? Right? In your family, do you feel like you have support and encouragement? So think about the people that are close to you, and do you feel supported and encouraged in that? Right. There's one book that I've been teaching from at a Bible seminary school that Bill and I both teach at, and it's called Real Relationships. Do I have that book handy?
Let me see.
Yep, I got it handy right here.
Ashley, tell Mac we said hello.
I got it right here. It's called Real Relationships. You might want to pick that up. I'll put the Amazon link in the description, and you can grab it. Great book, and it has a workbook to go with it too. But this author, Doctors Les and Leslie Parrott, they say that everyone wants to be wanted, accepted, enjoyed, and loved.
Yep.
Everybody wants to feel that way. Wanted, accepted, enjoyed, and loved. Everybody wants to feel like they belong, right? So ask yourself that question. Do I feel like I belong? Do I feel like that I'm a part? Right? So what we're talking about tonight, if you just joined us, we're talking about relationship goals. This is not just a marriage conversation. This is for you if you are single, not even dating. If you are dating, if you're engaged, if you are married, if you're widowed, whatever the situation is, we all have relationships around us. And we want to challenge you to evaluate your relationships. Yeah. We have a masterclass that's coming up in the next few weeks, and it's going to be based on relationships. So many people have asked us to teach on relationships, not just for marriage, and so we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And so
is this Instagram?
This is YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, so we got a question on YouTube, and I'm going to address it really quick.
Go ahead.
Read
the question. Yeah.
The question that you're asking, I feel like I put so much into my marriage, and I don't get it back in return. I've been fighting for my marriage, but should I give up? That's a question that we address in our retreats, and that's a question that we can address in the masterclass, because there are so many layers to be peeled back in that question. Yeah, there is a solution in your question, but right now we don't have the time wouldn't allow us to really dive into that. But it would be perfect for our masterclass, because we do discuss that. We do talk about your question in our class. Okay? And
that's something that, you have to come to yourself. There's no way we're going to sit here on a video that we don't even know you and know your situation until you need to go. That's no way, right?
Especially if God has ordained your marriage. You see what I'm saying? That's that's ground we're not going to touch.
That's right.
But it can be discussed.
That's right.
We have discussed it before.
That's right. So definitely you don't want to miss our marriage class. So if you're interested in being a part of this marriage class, you can put in the comments interested, and I'll make sure you be the first to know, or send me a DM and I'll make sure you get on the list of those that are going to be attending this master class. Right. And so we've been talking about a couple of questions. So y'all been taking notes? Okay, I see you taking notes. Okay, whatever you're doing. If you're driving, don't worry about it. But I want you to know the next thing is, are there open lines of communication in your relationships?
That's a good question.
So think about the relationships in your life. Do you have open lines of communication? And if you say, well, I could talk to the people at my work, but I can't seem to talk to my spouse, then that means, okay, there's some unhealthy things going on with you and your spouse. Why are you so eager and able to talk to the people at your work easily, but not able to talk to your spouse?
Right. And another clogged communication avenue is when we get keyed in on something our spouse says, and then we close out everything. I'm not listening to nothing else Yolanda's saying, because I'm about to address what she just said. As soon as she get quiet, I'm gonna tell her about what she just said. So we're not even listening anymore.
That's right.
That's another way that you don't have open line of communication.
That's right.
You're just charging yourself and holding your answers to what you want. There's a lot of I in conversations instead of trying to find each other's perspectives.
That's right.
In the communication.
And you just brought up the key word that we're going to talk about next. The next question is, are you respecting each other's perspective? That is one of the biggest conflicts that causes arguments, debates, frustrations. People shut down. People cancel each other because you're not respecting each other's perspective.
And how can you respect something if you don't even know what it is?
Yes.
A lot of us don't even want to know. Yolanda and I, when we used to argue, I didn't even want to hear her point of view.
Yeah.
I wanted her to hear mine.
That's right.
And she wanted me to hear hers. We had one way we wanted to look, and the conversation and the argument wasn't going to be over until she saw what I saw.
That's right.
And that's why a lot of relationships don't work.
That's right. So, and that's selfishness.
Yeah.
So selfishness really is the undercurrent of a lot of marriage conflicts. Let me go ahead and tell you that. Selfishness is killing marriages today.
It is.
We are selfish human beings, right? Living in this world, right? So we're in this world, but we're not of this world.
Right.
So you got to take on the principles and the direction that Jesus gives us because we are not of this world. And with that being said, selfishness is that undercurrent that's trying to sweep you under, and it will quickly do so. And you're thinking, oh, I'm just protecting myself. Oh, you don't understand my spouse. No. The question is, are you being obedient to God's word? That's the question. Hey, Brother Sneed, good to see you as well.
I was going to say
love
something.
to you, brother. Love to you. Much love. Okay, so that's the next question, right? Are you respecting each other's perspective?
Can you all see what we're telling you all about? These are topics that may take an hour each. You know what I mean? This is what the masterclass is about. To get into it, to peel back these layers. A lot of us are going as an orange that's never had the layer peeled back. Okay, and that's what we have to do. We got to figure out what's really going on here. Okay, perspectives are deep. Perspectives project what's within. First of all, how am I going to see? This is how deep it goes. How am I going to see my wife's perspectives if she don't even know what's going inside her? If she doesn't even know what's going on and
Like
what she's fighting
happening.
what's going on, her perspective is not even true if she doesn't know what's going on inside. So we got an argument going about me seeing a side of her that she doesn't even know about herself. That's how deep these relationships get, and that's why the problems exist.
So we're asking questions tonight to determine, do you have healthy relationships around you? Whether you're single, seriously dating, married, separated, whatever the situation may be, we're asking these questions tonight. And so if you just now joining us, you can rewind and look at the replay when you get a chance. We're just glad you're here, right? We're glad you're here. Share this video with someone else in case they are eager to know what we're talking about. Hey, friend, Octavia's here. Yes, we hung out this weekend. It was good times. I'm telling you, if y'all missed our marriage retreat, I know people was reaching out to me and have asked, how was the marriage retreat? I missed it. You missed it.
Y'all missed it.
Y'all, if you have never experienced a marriage retreat like the ones we put on, that's really like group oriented. If you ever gone to group therapy or small groups or been involved where it's very interactive, then y'all missing your blessing.
You got to understand, God has been working on Yolanda and I for a long time.
Missing it.
And he has blessed us with a lot of ways to customize our retreats. And that's what makes them so beautiful. You got to come to one of them.
And it's not that we know everything and we just preaching to everybody. I'm telling you, it's the fellowship with others. It's the conversations with others. It's the things that others have tried and said and done or what they're going through that helps each other. Right? It's the group concept that what makes our marriage retreat so profound and so powerful, because the Holy Spirit moves in a mighty, mighty, mighty way. We're not there to tell you what to do. We're there to pull out the goodness in you so that God can do the healing, the restoring. I mean, we see people who are on the brinks of divorce. They come to our retreats and their lives are totally changed. You hear me? Like, I know it's a weekend and you got to keep implementing, but they leave equipped with the right tools to do the right things, right? Even if it's taking the next right step.
And I'm going to tell you another way.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you another way our retreats work. We don't have a lot of couples.
It's intimate.
We make it intimate because that's the only way everyone will be able to talk and share.
Be a part.
Yeah, so that's one of the beauties about our retreats also. So just keep in mind.
Hey, Megan, you definitely can make the next one. I know you really wanted to, and I hate that things didn't work out, but hey, you can make the next one. If and then we're actually going to be speaking next Friday. I will post the flyer once it gets to me and I see that church posting it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be speaking next Friday at Mount Vernon, which is in Madison here in the Nashville area. Just check out our pages. I'll post it up soon, and you can participate. You can come. They said anyone is welcome to come. I think you have to RSVP. You can come, and so we're going to be doing a talk at Mount Vernon. So whether you're a member or not, or just in the community, want to come check it out, come hear us speak. We're going to have some time to speak there. So that's our next speaking engagement for those of all that are looking for us to hear us. Okay, the next question you want to ask yourself: do I feel valued and appreciated in your relationships? Do you feel valued and appreciated in your relationships? So that's the next question you want to ask yourself. You are determining if you're in a healthy relationship or not, right?
Yeah.
Here's another one that actually we talked about a little bit at the retreat. Do we have common interests and goals?
Yeah.
So think about that for a minute. Some people feel like, okay, you don't really have to have common interests and goals, right? Well, it just depends on what your relationship goal is.
We didn't say exact goals.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay? We didn't say it's got to be a common interest in there somewhere.
Common.
And it's got to be realistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be realistic.
Got to be realistic.
So ask yourself, with the people that I'm in relationship with, do we have common interests and common goals? So we talked to some couples and they struggle with not being on the same page. Like they won't, seems like, they're not supporting each other in the things that they have going on. It may be starting a new business. It may be supporting of their family. It may be simple things, right? Things that you value, your spouse don't value. Right? And so we're going to help you get on the same page with your spouse, because many times the spouse may not see it the way you do. Yeah. They may not see the big picture. All they see is actually going with you somewhere or participating with you somewhere, but they don't understand the emotional support that you receive just by them being there, the presence of them being there. That's the bigger picture.
So listen, it's not anybody's fault. I'm gonna tell you why. The world has trained us to do this. In your jobs, do you notice that one department thinks that the other department doesn't work as hard as them?
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah,
that's true. In most jobs, that's what happens. Everybody thinks that their job is more important, and people in the other departments really ain't doing anything. That's the way life is, and the world has taught us the same thing. That's why we bring it in our houses, and that's why a husband might think his wife's plans or goals are not that important than his.
Yeah.
And so we got to get by that. We've got to learn how to support each other on what we're doing.
Yeah, okay? And you talking about support. Another thing is, do I feel safe and respected? Because if you feel supported, it's because you feel safe and respected. And this is probably more of on the feminine side, on women's side, how we feel. We are, our number one need, ladies, as wives, as women, no matter what, we want to feel safe and secure, right? Not just physically safe and secure, but we want to feel emotional safety and security, financial safety and security, all of that, emotionally safe and secure. So in your relationships, do you feel safe and respected? Right? Because safe is more of the feminine side, what we want, and then respect is what the men want. The men want to feel respected. So are you feeling like you are receiving respect from those you are in relationship with?
Yeah, it takes a man really strong in his Christian walk to be disrespected by his spouse and still be okay.
Yeah.
Normally, most men, the disrespect will pierce something, and that's where the closure comes in. So it don't matter where the conversation is going. If a man is disrespected, he usually shuts down.
Yeah.
And so that's why we have to understand those two parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We did cover families, Megan, in our retreat as well. And part of the masterclass that we teach, another layer of that, is having those relationships with family members that can be challenging when it comes to growing or even having your own legacy, because there's so many voices that can be involved, not only just with parents, but it can be if you have a blended family. We actually dealt with blended families at the retreat and talked about that. If you have parents, your children have different parents, how to all make all that work. That's all a part of having good relationships. Y'all, this class is so important. Why is it so important about this class? The reason why it's so important is because where do you go where you actually learn how to be effective in your relationships?
How about that?
How much training do we all have on how to be effective in our relationships? Yeah. It's the most important thing that God created. In Genesis, God said we were not created to be alone. He didn't want Adam. He says, you were not created to be alone. I'm going to make a helpmeet for you. Yeah. Right? We are not created to be isolated on an island by ourselves. Right. Everybody may not be married or get married in their life. Paul wasn't married. Jesus wasn't married, right? That's not what we're talking about. But we are created to be in relationship with others. Yeah. Yeah. And where are you learning the proper skills, the healthy skills and techniques that's going to help you evolve and have healthy relationships? Right, right. So that's what the training we have gotten, the scripture that in the word of God, our testimony, and things that we have learned along the way. Mm-hmm. We're going to be sharing that in our masterclass. So we're looking forward for you to join us in our masterclass. It's coming up the next few weeks. Let us know if you're interested. Let us know if there's any specific topic that you want us to cover when it comes to managing and living in relation with other people.
And I want to ask you all this. When you do pray about your involvement in our masterclass, I want you to pray about being as open as you can. Mm-hmm. I need you when you come to this class, mm-hmm. I need you to let everything else go, let go of the doubt, mm-hmm. learn some new tools, but then you're going to have to leave the class and you're going to have to practice them. That's You're going to have to put them to work. You just can't. There's no magic potion Yolanda and I are trying to give you all. We worked hard to be the couple that we are.
Yeah.
Extremely hard. And it goes on every day. So it's not like we're coming to you, giving you something and be like, hi, how's that feel now? No, mm-hmm. It's not about that. You got to go and you got to put the work in. This is some putting in work mm-hmm. class. Yeah. Okay. And it's the same way. If you're trying to lose 50 pounds, you know you're going to have to take some time, plant some seeds, and watch some things work. It's the same thing with this class.
That's right.
So come with that attitude and that mentality.
That's right. Okay? That's right. So you have to be able to do that. So we will be posting more about it here shortly, but we just wanted to let you know that we are just thankful for the prayers, thankful for the support. All these years we've been doing marriage work. Now we're going to, just kind of shift and allow people who just want to learn the basis of a relationship to be able to benefit for some of the things that we teach, because it's going to help you tremendously. Okay?
If you listen, you write down, you put in the practical work in mm-hmm. doing this, you will get better.
Yeah. So go back and look at this video. Go back and ask yourself these questions. We all want to get better in our relationships. We all want to be able to grow in our relationships and really love God and love people. That's what we commanded to do. Let's just be real about it, y'all. We're commanded to love God, love people, right? And, more so even love God, please him, and serve people. Mm-hmm. You can't even get to the point to serve people if you don't understand people.
Perspectives.
It's about perspectives. That's right.
Perspectives. You got to know what's going on inside you so you see your correct perspective. Yeah. Because in order for you to allow someone else to see yours, you got to know you.
That's right.
Okay.
So one thing that started our conversations and some of the questions in this book we would be using. This is our first book that we wrote. It's called I Thee Wed. If you don't have your copy of this book, I Thee Wed, and it's based on our marriage testimony and what God did. We have had many people who read our book and be like, this is not just for married people. It's not. Because the basis of what we teach is not. Yeah. So if you have not grabbed our book, I Thee Wed, we have several copies. We can ship it off to you. I'll drop the link in the comments and in the chat. Grab this as the first resource for you to use so you can prepare as we get ready to teach this masterclass in the coming week. It's called I Thee Wed by Billy and Yolanda, y'all. Couple's Journey to a Godly Marriage. That's the book right there. So be sure to check out our book. And we hope to talk to you all very soon. In the meantime, next time we'll see y'all. What we gonna say? We just butchered our ending.
I love that ending.
I know. We end our videos the same way. So let me say it again.
We'll see y'all at the stove. No, don't do that, baby.
Until next time, live in peace. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night.